still others suffering from eczema, psoriasis, acne, and age spots may benefit from the healing properties of hemp CBD skin formulations. Recent research has found that endocannabinoids play a critical role in bone health. Scientists have found endocannabinoid receptors in bone tissue and have shown that they help combat osteoporosis. For many women experiencing menopause, this would be great news, don't you think? CBD may also be helpful for pets who suffer from bone injuries to keep their bones healthy, but be sure to ask your vet. And for humans, as I have mentioned time and time again, you should consult with your CBD therapist or coach and your doctor before you introduce hemp CBD into your daily life. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Wellness 360. I'm so glad you've tuned in. Today, I offer you another way to look at our body's checks and balances systems. Consider it a precursor and public service announcement to my Truths About Hemp CBD guidebook for curious folks ebook and my easy to graduate from 8 modules online course on my CBD University platform, which is located at www.mycbduniversity.com. In this episode, you'll start learning about and leaning into more hemp CBD education, although some marketing researchers have found that many people aren't actually interested in learning about hemp CBD. I don't know why. I suppose some people simply don't want to educate themselves about another potential or more holistic approach to their health, and that's okay. Some people may feel like they already have all the answers, and that's okay. And still others don't understand that there is a difference between cannabis and hemp. But obviously, that's another entire episode in and of itself. Because you're here watching, I believe it's safe to assume that you are curious about learning more and that you don't know everything there is to know about hemp CBD, and our bodies. So let me set a stage before we jump into the topic of our ECS. The hemp plant's primary active compound is CBD. There may be minimal to zero traces of THC in a hemp plant, and as long as it's less than 0.3%, then there's typically not enough to cause a mind-altering experience. However, THC is the primary active compound in the cannabis plant, and it does have psychoactive properties. CBD is the second active compound in the cannabis plant. This is the fundamental difference between these two cousin plants. There are others, but these are the main two. Also good to note, it's been said that CBD and THC are the most studied phytocannabinoids. So why does this all matter? Because researchers have found an intricate high concentration of CBD receptors in our skin, which helps to facilitate and increase our body's ability to absorb hemp CBD oil. Clean, pure phytocannabinoids derived from plants interact with our body's internal endocannabinoid system, also known as our ECS. This interaction stimulates our bodies to produce, accept, and balance out its cannabinoid levels. Hemp CBD in general seemingly prevents the chemical breakdown in the brain that affects pain, but there's lots of research still being done on this topic. The CB1 and CB2 receptors bind with the neurotransmitters, which creates a signal to the brain. And once inflammation is reduced, typically, so is the pain. To summarize, CBD is 1 cannabidiol. That's the most prevalent active ingredient in the hemp plant. CBD does not cause a high, and according to a report from the World Health Organization, in humans, CBD exhibits no effects indicative of any abuse or dependence potential. To date, there is no evidence of public health-related problems associated with the use of pure hemp CBD. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, okay, well, great, but what is ECS? In the early 1990s, a group of scientists discovered that the human body, along with some other mammals and jellyfish, possess an endocannabinoid system known as ECS. As we mentioned earlier, human cells have receptors for cannabinoids, and these receptors exist all throughout our bodies. The role of the endocannabinoid system, and this is important, the role of our ECS is to maintain and achieve homeostasis. All of our other systems, from our immune system to our lymphatic system, are fundamentally supported by our ECS. In other words, every physiological function is influenced by the endocannabinoid system. Researchers found that insufficiencies in our ECS are linked to fibromyalgia, migraines, inflammation, arthritis, joint pain, anxiety, IBS, and other ailments. Basically, what they're saying is that we're typically not healthy if our endocannabinoid system is depleted or not functioning properly. Age, pollution, stress, and poor nutrition may be a few contributing factors for the lack of a robust endocannabinoid system. And something else to take note of, we all have receptors in our brain, the feel-good neurotransmitters best known for helping control our mood. Many of you have already heard of serotonin, and for some people, if not most people, these neurotransmitters respond to cannabinoids. Anxiety is associated with decreased endocannabinoids in the body. And for many people, cannabinoids may create an anti-anxiety, anti-stress, antidepressant effect that quiets the brain and provides a sense of calm. Still, for other people, the cannabinoids found in hemp CBD help foster restful sleep without the drowsiness and brain fog that may be experienced with insomnia medications and other options. Still, others suffering from eczema, psoriasis, acne, and age spots may benefit from the healing properties of hemp CBD skin formulations. Recent research has found that endocannabinoids play a critical role in bone health. Scientists have found endocannabinoid receptors in bone tissue and have shown that they help combat osteoporosis. For many women experiencing menopause, this would be great news, don't you think? Here's a little side note, too. CBD may also be helpful for pets who suffer from bone injuries to keep their bones healthy, but be sure to ask your vet. And for humans, as I have mentioned time and time again, you should consult with your CBD therapist or coach and your doctor before you introduce hemp CBD into your daily life. Now that we've touched on the endocannabinoids, our ECS, we must also talk a bit more about phytocannabinoids to round out this session. Why? Because phytocannabinoids are the active compounds that make both the hemp and cannabis plants what they are and the source of medicinal and or euphoric effects. These phytocannabinoids interact with our peripheral and central nervous systems as well as the other systems we mentioned earlier. But I bet you didn't know that phytocannabinoids are also found in broccoli, black pepper, cloves, hops, turmeric, and echinacea, plus other herbs. In fact, there are actually over 100 of these plant cannabinoids, but we typically only hear about the top 6 or so. The world is mostly focused on CBD and THC right now. But we are learning more, and more information is coming out about CBN, CBG, CBGA, and CBDA. So for further reference, you can read Truths About Hemp CBD, a guidebook for curious folks, where you'll find some more source of information from a webinar with Dr. Bridget Williams. She's 20 years board certified family medicine and integrative evidence-based doctor, and she's the owner of Green Harvest Health in Ohio. And who knows, maybe I'll be able to get her to be a guest on this series. This is the end of our ECS mini coaching session. And once again, thank you to all of you viewers for tuning in. Gracias. As always, for more information on all things Carmen Milagro, you can scan my QR code or simply follow us on the socials. Thank you for being curious. And until next time, this is Wellness 360. I'm Carmen Milagro. Be sure to come back for our next episode or book a personal consultation with me. After all, your health and wellness decisions are truly in your hands. And just like that, your journey to healing is as unique as you are. Ciao.